finally the gearbox is assembled and finished. We thought about just make a small video about why we did change the gear sets and which gear sets we actually did change. So yeah, this is how we did. You can do it like this. I don't want to do it, but yeah, you may like it. Yeah, so firstly we changed the input shaft gear ratio. This is a 1-to-1 gear ratio because it's 24-24 teeth count, same diameter and everything, which equals to be 1-to-1 ratio. So what we did was to change these two to get a drop in the gear ratio to 1:33. Just an underdrive and not an overdrive. Due to the fact that it's on first gear, which is here, we had from the beginning a 177 which would have equal 130 or 40 kilometers an hour, which is really much if you consider, you know, clutch work you need to put in to just get the car going. So with the 28-21, which means that we took this apart and put it in there, that meant that on first gear we have 237 now. So of course we're still at like 90 or 100 kilometers considering which kind of dip we're running with the ratio there, but it's a lot more friendlier for the clutch and it's easier to get the car going. And also the second gear, if you compare the first and second gear, it was pretty good in RPM drop, 1750. And then we had this. The gear sets which they have put in this gearbox from the beginning is of course for racing use or racing application, which means that they, you know, just the first gear is always like a transportation gear just to get the car going, and when you're up to speed you want to have kind of closed gearing, just because you have, you know, the most of the power during a certain RPM band, something like that, and that's why they do like this, you know, like close ratio but with a really high first gear. But for drifting application we did like this. So we had first gear to second gear 1750, and then we changed this because this 26-22 on first gear, third gear would not have matched our usage. So we changed that to a 24-24, which meant that we have a 1-to-1 ratio on third gear if we would have run 24-24 still on the input shaft. But now when we have underdriven it on the input, we can run 24-24 on third and still have 133 in gear ratio, which equals 1750 RPM drop on third gear, in between second and third gear, and also in between third to fourth gear. So right now we have a really good set of gear sets in the gearbox, which I think it's a good starting point for us, just to see how it feels, and if we can, you know, if we can adapt as closely as we can for each track with just changing the final ratio in the rear, because we have 410 and 369 today, but maybe in the near future we maybe have a 436 or something. But I think this is a good choice to begin with, and we will update you guys if it worked out good or not, but I think it's gonna work out just perfectly. But stay tuned for next one.